ever get the feeling like there's got to be a shortcut to wisdom?
Yeah.
Like instead of a whole lifetime of, trial and error,
Yeah.
someone could hand us the cheat codes.
It's a tempting thought, right?
Oh, wait.
And while there's no, like, magic shortcut, we do have this treasure trove of insights from, those who've come before us.
Okay.
Think philosophers wrestling with life's big questions or authors distilling years of experience into, like, few powerful words.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So for this deep dive, we're kind of skipping the whole reinventing the wheel thing and going straight to the source.
Exactly. We're diving into this collection of quotes, each one like a concentrated burst of, wisdom. And don't worry, this isn't about like memorizing dusty old sayings. It's about taking these timeless insights and seeing how they resonate in your life right now.
I'm all for that. Where do we even start with something like this?
Well, a lot of wisdom traditions, they emphasize self-reflection as the first step.
Mm-hmm.
Socrates, for example, famously said that the unexamined life is not worth living.
Wow. Okay, that's quite a statement. I mean, it sounds a bit intense, but it definitely makes you stop and think.
It does, doesn't it? And what's interesting is that self-reflection, it isn't just about thinking about ourselves.
Right.
It's about connecting with something deeper.
Okay, I'm intrigued. So more than just like, what did I have for breakfast and what am I going to wear today?
Exactly, yeah. Think of it more like searching for your own kind of personal blueprint. Okay.
Dostoevsky, in The Brothers Karamazov, he wrote, "The mystery of human existence lies not in just staying alive, but in finding something to live for."
Finding something to live for, that sends chills down my spine. It's like we all know how to survive, right? How to get through the day, but what gives our lives meaning? That's a whole other question.
It is, and it's a question worth exploring. Maybe take some time to journal this week.
Sure.
What are you passionate about? What brings you joy?
Yeah.
Those can be clues in, uncovering your own personal why.
So we're on this quest to uncover our why.
Right.
But the path isn't always going to be, smooth, right?
Right.
Life throws curveballs. How do these wise folks, how do they deal with that? That's where things get really, really interesting because it's not just about knowing ourselves, right? It's about navigating a world that's constantly, constantly changing.
Okay, I can relate to that. Some days it feels like everything's just in flux.
Exactly. And Heraclitus, way back in ancient Greece, he summed it up perfectly. He said, "No man ever steps in the same river twice, for it's not the same river, and he's not the same man."
Whoa. Okay, there's a lot to unpack in that one sentence. But I get it. We're changing, the world's changing, like nothing stays still.
Precisely. And if change is the only constant, like how do we keep from getting swept away? That's where the Stoics come in. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters."
So it's not about controlling the river, it's about learning to like ride the rapids. I feel like we need a metaphor here.
I think that's a good one because we can control our response, our attitude, even when things get tough.
That reminds me of something Victor Hugo wrote in Les Miserables. He said, "Even the darkest night will end and the sun will rise." It's like even when things feel hopeless, there's always that glimmer of possibility.
That's a beautiful, beautiful connection. And, sometimes that glimmer of possibility, it's fueled by curiosity.
Mm-hmm.
Plato said, "Wisdom begins in wonder." It's like never losing that sense of awe, of wanting to understand the world around us.
So instead of getting like bogged down by challenges, we should try to see them as opportunities for learning.
Exactly. And who better to embody that spirit of endless curiosity than Einstein?
Right.
He believed that curiosity has its own reason for existing. It's not just about finding the answers. It's about the joy of asking questions, of constantly exploring.
Which brings to mind Carl Sagan's famous words, "Somewhere, something incredible is waiting to be known."
Yeah.
It's like a call to adventure, a reminder that there's always more to discover.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. What good is all this knowledge if we don't actually do anything with it?
You're getting to the heart of it.
Right.
Knowledge without action, it's like a seed unplanted.
Okay.
Gandhi said it best, he said, "Be the change you wish to see in the world." It's a powerful call to step up, take what we've learned and put it into practice.
It's about walking the walk, not just talking the talk. But starting can be the hardest part.
Oh, for sure.
Do any of these quotes, do they speak to that initial push?
Absolutely. Mark Twain famously said, "The secret of getting ahead is getting started." It's a simple reminder that action, even imperfect action, is the key to making progress.
Sometimes the simplest advice is the most profound. So we've talked about, the importance of self-reflection, navigating change, embracing curiosity, and taking action. It feels like we're building like a toolkit for a more meaningful life.
That's a great way to put it. And the interesting thing is, these tools, they aren't just for achieving like external success.
Right.
They're about shaping like who we are at our core.
So it's not just about doing things differently. It's about becoming different.
Precisely. Emerson captured this beautifully when he said, "The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be. Every choice, every action, it's a brushstroke in the portrait of our lives."
It's amazing how these quotes, even though they were like written centuries apart,
Right.
they all seem to connect like pieces of a puzzle.
That's the beauty of timeless wisdom, isn't it? It
Yeah.
speaks to something deeper,
For sure.
something universal that transcends time and place.
It's funny that the more we talk about this, the more I realize how much there still is to learn.
Mm.
It's almost like the deeper we dive, the vaster the ocean becomes. You know what I mean?
You've hit upon something profound.
Have I?
Aristotle, who you could say like wrote the book on knowledge.
Yeah.
He observed that. The more you know, the more you realize you know nothing.
So it's not about reaching some like final destination of being wise.
Right.
It's about embracing the journey.
Exactly. And that journey, that continuous process of learning and questioning and growing, that's what makes life so incredibly rich.
Yeah.
As we wrap up our deep dive,
Okay.
we encourage you to consider which of these quotes resonated like most deeply with you.
Wow.
What sparked something inside you? What made you think differently? And most importantly, how can you take that spark and turn it into something real, something that makes a difference in your life?
Remember, wisdom isn't something you acquire.
Right.
It's something you embody.
So keep exploring these ideas, keep asking questions, and keep becoming the best version of yourself.
That's a wrap on this deep dive into wisdom. Until next time, stay curious and keep those aha moments coming.